Men of Reddit, what thing do female coworkers do that is not quite sexual harassment, but you wish they would stop doing it so you can be comfortable at work? Hey folks, as this thread continues to gain traction, we just wanted to emphasize the importance of reporting harassment and abuse to your workplace's HR department. As things progress, or digress, it's always helpful have that paper trail and documentation right from the start, especially when and if it goes the route of legal action. Reheat fish in the microwave. Special place in heck for these people. When female colleagues massage my neck shoulder region with one hand while I am at my desk, reverse the roles and I would have been seen as the creep. I have one nipple that is always erect. It's a side effect from when it was pierced. Had a female coworker who loved to walk by and flick it or outright pinch it. Didn't matter if I was talking to people or just passing her in the hallway. She thought it was playful and would do it all the time. I found it emasculating and embarrassing and asked her to stop repeatedly. It was annoying AF. I wanted to handle it quietly. She wouldn't stop. I was just too sensitive. Actually, it's my nipple that's sensitive. It's okay because you're gay. Gay guys like it. Solution. She did it to me as we were entering a room for a staff meeting. I said in a slightly above normal voice in front of our entire team, I need you to stop touching my nipples. Never touch me again. You could hear a pin drop. Got an email from my boss later that day, your issue has been addressed. It will not happen again. Finally, a story with a happy ending. This one I see in the military a lot. Don't demand equality in treatment like men just to turn around and pull the "but I'm a female, I shouldn't have to do this" excuse. At a company meeting, in front of a lot of our co-workers, a woman snuck up behind me and began to give me a neck rub without asking me for permission. I was not pleased, but I didn't say anything because I didn't want to make a scene. My co-worker knew that I had a so, yet she still decided to tell me that she thought I was hot, and that she had a crush on me when I first started work. The whole time she was giggling and touching my arm. I hated every cringy second of it, and it was in front of most of the staff. Sounds like some lady neckbeard stuff. When I was an intern, like 19-20 years old, I had a female boss that would come up to me and touch the back of my hair on my head whenever she saw me. Always gave me an uneasy feeling. I had a coworker who couldn't wait to tell you about her medical issue. No matter how personal, no matter how much I asked her not to, I got to blow by blow of her pap, rectal exam, colonoscopy, and bathroom problems. I wasn't interested in her gynecological issues nor her gastrointestinal issues. Leave me out of it. I have a coworker who is in her 40s and is married with children. Every time I walked past her or am near her, she always calls me some pet name like baby or hot stuff. Sometimes it's a little more mundane like handsome, but either way, she says it out loud where not only staff but students could also hear, and that's super awkward for me. When I used to be a cashier supervisor in retail, about 18-19 years old at the time, there was this one girl cashier who asked me to come help her. She poked my stomach in front of a customer at the register where she was ringing up his products. I kind of just brushed it off and was very direct with this old man in his 50s who just watched this girl poke me. "Have a nice day, sir." He looked at me with a smile on his face, trying to hold back laughter. I was pretty embarrassed but didn't show it, lol. On another occasion she turned around and pointed her butt at me while looking directly at me and pointing at it. I think it probably has to be the weirdest way a girl has ever shown interest in me. Bonus story. While at this retail job I would greet guests coming through the front entrance. One time 2 older ladies walked in and I said, "Hey guys, how are you today?" They kind of looked at me funny. About 30 minutes later my store manager walks over and pulls me aside asking if I called 2 ladies guys. I thought he was joking and chuckled. He was completely serious. They filed a complaint against me. Word to the wise, avoid calling older women guys. Wait, I thought guys was just a neutral term at this point. I'm female and I say guys all the time, and I'm in my 30s, so I'm not sure when this changed. I'm behind the times. I guess it is technically sexual harassment, but I work in a hospital and wear a scrubs. I have had many comments from female staff, especially older ones, and have been grabbed at numerous times unexpectedly. I have a GF just because I am a man, doesn't mean I'll let anyone touch it. This makes me uncomfortable and I wish it wouldn't happen. This isn't technically sexually harassment. This is sexual harassment. Probably sexual assault. Please report this. Don't touch my beard unless I invite you to do it. I don't care how big or fluffy it looks, leave it be. Bringing your hand that close to someone's face is kind of an intimate gesture. Just don't do it. Don't mistake my quietness or aloofness as a challenge to get me to talk to you or give you attention. I'm not shy, I just don't feel like talking to you. Leave me alone and let me work. I'm not your pet project to feed your ego that you feel you know what looks good and what doesn't. Don't like my hair or my clothes? Too freaking bad. If it's in the dress code then you shouldn't care. If I want to change my look then I will change it, not because you think this would look good on me or that would make me look more presentable. If I commented on your too short skirt or tight butt, skin colored leggings, I'm sure it would be seen as me harassing you. Just because it's nice out and you feel like wearing a dress to work, doesn't mean that you can put the heat on when you get here because you're cold. I have to suffer in pants and a dress shirt and it makes me very uncomfortable. Looking at you, Melinda. This is a constant struggle for 70% of my office. You wore a skirt and short-sleeved shirt in January in the northern US. You don't get to crank the heat to 78 because you're too cold. The rest of us are wearing pants and sweaters. When I was an EMT, nurses constantly touched me and my hair. It's natural and different, whatever, a certain level of professionalism was needed on my side, but goddang, so glad to be out of that field. On the opposite side of this, I have a shaved bald head and women frequently touch it out of sheer curiosity. Stop asking when me and my girlfriend are getting married. I have a female co-worker that likes to sit on the arm of my chair while we are supposed to do something work related together. I mean, just pull up a chair and sit next to me. It's not like there aren't any chairs around. I'm assuming you mean that she's sitting on the arm of your chair, but I'm picturing you posted up in your cubicle working out of a lazy boy like a boss. Yeah, just cause I'm the only guy that doesn't mean I automatically have to do all the lifting or dang furniture moving. I wasn't hired as a mule and they would lose their minds if I told them I don't clean. That's a woman's job. Don't call me hon or darling or any of those. I have a name. I'm not calling anyone babe or dame. And don't freaking touch me. I don't want a hug. I don't want to be playfully slapped. I don't want to be grabbed. We're not friends. I'll shake your hand. This is the one I was looking for, every freaking day, with the lifting and playful slaps. A few years ago, the HR manager, a woman around the same age as me, found out that it was my birthday. She got excited, grabbed my hand, and led me, holding my hand the whole way, to the general manager's office to tell him that it was my birthday. I was super uncomfortable the whole time. Both for her making a big deal over my 37th birthday as if I were turning 7 instead, and because she was holding my hand. I didn't know what to do, and she finally realized that she shouldn't be holding an employee's hand in front of the general manager, and she thankfully let go. Flirting won't turn a no into a yes. I'm not 14. Engage in our disagreement intellectually. Make a case. Please don't lift my shirt up to look at my chest back. Yes, I know I'm hairy. If I did that to you I'd be freaking fired. I think we can agree that lifting someone's shirt clearly crosses the line. I'm retired now, but women felt free to use the men's room whenever the women's room was occupied. I'd walk in and be told to get out. Men using the women's room would have caused a stir. Also, they could completely ignore the dress code. Women could get away with wearing shorts and flip-flops to the office, but men had to wear slacks and acceptable, non-sneaker, shoes. I don't care if a woman uses the men's room, but if they told me to get out while doing so, I would absolutely refuse. If you are the one bending the rules, you have to be on your best behavior. Making statements about men in uniform being a sexual fantasy. If I walked up to you in a coffee shop and told you I have a fantasy of banging MILFs, blondes, baristas / 21-year-olds, etc., while rubbing your arm, I'd be in deep crap. Don't try to show exposed body parts to avoid a ticket. If I accidentally let my dong show on a traffic stop, I'd catch another charge. Don't invite me into your home if the reason you called me does not require it. It is very uncomfortable telling you 4 times that I do not need a cup of coffee. Yes, I know your kids are at school and your husband is at work. You've told me half a dozen times, but I'm here because someone drove over your mailbox and I'd really like to just finish this call and get back into my car because it's really cold and my lunch started 3 minutes before this call came out. Honestly, it's incredibly uncomfortable turning down advances while at work. I could be in a very isolated setting with a woman, or worse, a teenager, on a mundane call. Women can get nasty even when you turn them down as politely and respectfully as possible. I don't want you telling people I touched you, or made an advance, or insert unprofessional action here. Everyone hates cops now. Everyone loves a scandal and would believe you before any investigation. I have called supervisors' partners to a scene because I wanted someone there with me just because of a woman's statements or actions. Civil service is a lot like your food server. We are being polite because it is part of the job. Don't take my politeness as flirting. This is why I'd want body cams if I were a cop. It protects the good cops just as much as it hurts the bad ones. I've had a coworker who would jokingly slap my face. I asked her to stop many times. She would still slap me in the face. Either kinda hard on the face, or as hard as she could on the arm. Told my boss if she slapped me again, it'd slap her right back, and got in trouble for even saying it. That sounds like a legit ER complaint. I wish it were socially acceptable to tell a woman you are 45 years old, you still go clubbing and act like you're in the cast of Jersey Shore. I am not attracted to you in any way. Please stop flirting with me. In fairness, it's socially acceptable to say the last sentence. 1. My muscles are not free to touch just because they look big today. 2. Neither is my hair or beard. 3. No, I will not comment on your appearance because I don't care how you look and I won't invalidate whatever nonsense you are feeling today. 4. Every request that begins with "a real man would," well, I guess I'm not a real man. 5. Not feeling like any undesirable or inconvenient chore is mine by default because I am a man. Understand real man statements for what they are. Attempted manipulation. It's an immediate red flag that forces me to closely evaluate the statement, and typically ends with me ignoring it on principle. We are not your designated spider killers. I hate those creepy fricks just as much as you do. Suck it up and kill it yourself, Karen. I don't give a crap how much those shoes cost you. Where I live, a lot of older women, older than 20s me, like 40, not like 80, and more typically mothers, tend to refer to younger men by somewhat odd pet names. For example, honey, love, darling, dear, pet, good lad. I imagine it's because they are just so used to referring to their children, who may well be close to my age, as such. Often when I am very much their peer or even on occasion their superior. At worst it is a touch condescending, and consequently rude, but in the context of my own culture, it is mostly harmless, most definitely not harassment, and it is commonly understood to be nice and well-meaning. However, outside of the context of my own culture, for example when dealing with US peers whose workplaces are more corporate, it comes across as super weird and inappropriate and harassment. Why? And makes our US colleagues uncomfortable. Which makes me uncomfortable. It puts me in the awkward position of having to call them on it. A relatively small complaint to have though, which is nice. Come to Yorkshire. The only time people don't call each other love is between two men. Please, just stop commenting about how cute I am. And stop pulling my goddamn cheeks every time you're talking to me. I'm a 25-year-old, grown-butt man. For frick's sake. Women would sit on my desk and try to be flirty and this or that. Trying to be suggestive or sexy and it was just awkward as frick. Also, feeling me, yeah I lift, but grabbing my chest or shoulders or biceps and whatnot. Imagine the outrage if I was a girl. It's the hypocrisy that pisses me off more than anything. Saying men loudly whenever a man does something you're not happy with. Stop coming up to me with office gossip. You're wasting my time. I don't care if Jessica is sleeping with so and so, or if Carol is a real bee. Stop coming up to me to show me your 3-year-old put his shirt on backwards with a 10-minute backstory. I've never met your family. I don't want to meet your family. You're my co-worker, and not my friend. I don't care. When I have a mustache, don't call it a pee stash. Don't make jokes about me being a pedophile. It's facial hair, not a sexual organ. Please, do not touch me. Just don't touch me. I wouldn't touch you. Don't touch me. And now for the actual sexual harassment, which only seems to come from women who are 40 or older. Don't call my haircut outfit anything sexy. If I did that, I'd be in trouble. Don't talk to me about your sex life. I don't want to hear about your man going down on you just as much as you don't want to hear about me dicking down my latest Tinder match. Don't ask my help with moving some files from a computer to a USB drive if those files are a nude photoshoot you've recently taken. Don't rub your chest, moan, and lift your shirt exposing your 55-year-old T and bra while exclaiming none of y'all could handle this. She was fired at least. Don't slap my butt. Don't grab my waist. Don't touch my chest. I've been sexually harassed in most jobs I've had. I happen to have mostly worked in female-dominated industries. It's more of a mild annoyance inconvenience for me, because I never felt threatened or in danger, but that doesn't make it right. Don't rub your chest, moan, and lift your shirt exposing your 55-year-old T and bra while exclaiming none of y'all could handle this. She was fired at least. That's one heck of a way to go out though. Please do not touch me. I would be slapped with a sexual harassment claim if it was the other way around. You are co-workers, not friends. We are in a professional setting, not at home on the couch. Absolutely hate it when people touch me without permission. Had a woman at work fired for walking over to one of her subordinates' desk when he had a question and sat on his lap. I'm guessing he made a loud enough stink, because security escorted her out that Friday. Stop being openly sexist to men and justifying it because men are sexist against women. One butt is no excuse for another. You have been visited by Moneybird. Upvote in 5,861 seconds and you will get rich. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.